Beats Planet.
Yo. Can y'all hear? Yeah, y'all can hear me. I'm sure y'all can hear me. We've been doing the same thing for 3 years now. 2 years now. And some change. What's happening, man? It's Vach Lombardi, Doski Woski, Peasky Weesky. That's gonna be on the shirt soon, man. Y'all just hang tight. We're here with a live stream today. Thought about doing film. Didn't feel like it. I'm sorry. The day job happened. And I'm at home, I'm chilling, so I was like, man, should I do some film tonight? And then I went, ugh. And then I brought it to my own attention that, man, I dropped like 5 days of content in a row last week for y'all, man. So we just gonna hang tight on that, do a little live stream, mingle with the people, touch a few topics, get some sleep, and I'll come back and I'll do some film later, maybe tomorrow. Never know. Anyway, somebody was first. Attack Dog 0500. He said, hey. He even said, I can't believe I'm first. Well, in case you're one of those that care about being first, Attack Dog 0500, you first. Salute, bruh. Ismael, James Goodman, Nick Shafahan, what up? Cullen Klein, Dwayne Brown, the GOAT Chris Robbins, Wolf, Internet Thug, hilarious. Kevin True, Greg Castillo, Anthony Sines. I ain't seen you in a minute, Ant. What's good, bro? O Block Central Gaming. That sounds aggressive. I need all my moderators to just keep eyes on the chat box, make sure we good. Go Hawks. Is water wet? I feel like I've said that recently somewhere. Salute, bro. Tua time? We'll talk about Tua. Sure. Dubrea. What's happening? Elijah Pemberton. Thank you for coming through. John Man, Go Hawks, Cartman. The King of Piston Nation. Salute. We got some names up in here, man. All right, cool. Cartman says, where is Daddy? I don't know who that is. I don't know. Lucas, what's good? What's good? All right, that's enough. Alex Salcone, what's up? Kevin 2, what's up? The young GOAT Nick Gashler, until Vach gets here, then he's not the GOAT anymore. What's up? James Goodman. All right, let me start to rub my hands together like bird, man. Lucas, what up? So, a couple things I wanted to bring to y'all today. Anthony said he was too busy losing in fantasy. Hilarious. I'm chilling, y'all. I'm chilling. So, what I wanted to bring to y'all today, and y'all know, best way to get in touch with the show is call the number. It's on the screen. 515-739-1285. Access code 309-104. 309-104. It's on the screen. It's in the description. Either one of those, perfectly fine. You can try to hit me on Twitter and see if I'll see it, but good luck with that. Something I'm doing on my Twitter is if I'm at the day job with nothing to do, it ain't gonna happen while I'm at home because I don't like to argue with y'all while I'm at home. But if I'm at the day job, I'm already stressed out and bothered. So if I'm at the day job and not doing nothing, I'll take Twitter questions. I did that the other day, and I got like 30-some questions or whatever. It was productive. I think we got some good discussion out in the atmosphere. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that soon. If you're not a member of my Facebook group, Lombardi's Draft Talk, come join that. It's about to be 4,000 draft fans in there talking some football. So come and see what's going on in there. If you're a former member of the Lombardi's Draft Talk, which is a Facebook group, and you left for whatever reason, I've added a lot more admins and security measures in there. So come back to the group and see how much you like it. Talk Packers if you can, man. Make a JT Barrett film session only if you have the time. Let me tell you something. I can have a whole bunch of time. I'll probably never make a JT Barrett film session. Not gonna be able to do it. I'm saving me and you some time, famo. It's gonna take a hefty Patreon hit to make a damn JT Barrett video. Like, it's gonna take a John Wick assassination size Patreon hit to make a JT Barrett situation. Like, but hey, if you want to see it, you have a way in which you can do so. Another way to get into the show is you can hit me up on Snapchat. So if you got your phone and you've talked up all of your anytime minutes anytime, then you can go to Snapchat, search Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. You can make a little video, a little 15, 30-second situation, say what you got to say. I'll put the phone up to my microphone. I'll let them hear, and I'll respond to you. All right? So what I wanted to talk to y'all about today was we have confirmation that I'm using air quotes here, confirmation that the big four quarterbacks, I'm going to pay $100 in Patreon for you to make that JT Barrett film. Hey, we'll see. I might need that in PayPal. I may need that $100 in PayPal. If you PayPal me $100, I'll make that JT Barrett video for the end of the week with a couple games in it. So the big five quarterbacks, we have confirmation that they're going to the league. And my big five, in no particular order: Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Those are going to be the big five right there. Okay, that's just me, eyeballing it right here. Okay, and we have confirmation that that they're declaring to the draft or whatnot, and there's a couple seniors there. So if you favor any one of those guys over each other, right? Tell me who's your favorite. There are some Baker Mayfield cats. I know there's some Josh Rosen cats. There's a handful of people, and I mean like 5 of y'all that still got faith in Sam Darnold. Josh Allen, people fall in love with his size and his traits and his ability, and they use that good old line, "Oh, if we can get some coaching for him, da da da, boom boom boom." You see what I mean? And we have the Lamar Jackson camp. So y'all can do this in the comment section. You can call in, make your case, whatever you want to do. Make your case for what camp you fall in for quarterback one. And if you want to tell me how you rank the rest of them, you let me know that too. And we'll make a big thing out of it. My phone lit up, and that better not be PayPal. Okay, it ain't PayPal. All right, don't worry about it. Okay, so okay. If you want to talk about the national championship and the Hawaiian kid that stepped in and saved the day, because I fell asleep on the game. Pardon me. I had the day job that day, and I was going to sit back and watch the national championship game thoroughly. Hey, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I was going to watch the national championship game thoroughly, and I was just going to make a film session on the whole game. Okay? So kind of like I did last year with Clemson versus Alabama, I'm going to do that again with Georgia versus Alabama. I'm just waiting on all the, film to drop or whatever. So spoiler alert, I didn't watch the game. I fell asleep on it. But if you got something you want to say, then you can feel free to let me know. Whatever it is your comments are pertaining to the game. Something I did see, it was 0-0 at halftime, and the Kendrick Lamar performance or whatever, I was interested to see which Kendrick Lamar we were going to get. Okay? And there was a piece of me, I was explaining to the old men at work that didn't really have a good understanding of the type of dude Kendrick Lamar is. I'm like, Kendrick Lamar could either come out, do his hits, and go home, or he can turn this thing into a spectacle with Donald Trump in the front, in the press box. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick can Jesus Christ this thing and sacrifice himself to never do another halftime show to make his point for America. If we got that Kendrick, it was possible that he could take that role. Kendrick could possibly sacrifice himself to make his point or whatever. It doesn't seem like we got that Kendrick. Kendrick came out, did his hits. He got his money. He went home. Damn it, I was ready for Kendrick Lamar to jump into some wild stuff, but If you want to talk about that, we'll talk about that. Apparently, the wide receiver conversation is a very polarizing conversation this year. Apparently, once upon a time, Christian Kirk was some people's number one guy. Now that he's looking like a second round fella, people are asking me how I feel about Calvin Ridley. Is he the next Julio Jones? Should I trade up to get him? Vach, why you hating on Cortland Sutton? Whatever. There are guys like Cool Ass Drake that will get on a soapbox for James Washington. There's the St. Brown kid, DJ Moore, Anthony Miller. I would like to know you guys' overall idea of the wide receiver class. Okay? And later on, before this thing is over with, I'm going to get into some comments that piss me off. This is going to be a series because it's going to be a lot of comments that piss me off because that's just how the game goes. In the past 2 years, there have been comments that piss me off. And I normally just keep them to myself and move on, but I'm like, hey, might as well make a segment out of it, right? For example, I just got a comment, and I didn't even expect to get this. I got a comment like 30 minutes ago on my Marcus Davenport video. Go watch that if you haven't. This cat was like, y'all should have watched more games on Marcus Davenport before y'all cut the video on. Boom, boom, boom. 5 times in the video, I said this is not our final assessment. 5 times in the video, I said I'm going to watch a little bit more film on Marcus Davenport before I make my mind up. I pinned a comment in the comment section, said this is not a final assessment. I want to wait till the Senior Bowl before I make my final assessment on Marcus Davenport. Y'all need to watch more film on Marcus Davenport, then y'all have all the answers to the questions. Shut up. Stupid ass. I got a call. I got a couple calls. God damn, I'm late. Dan was here first. Let me cut him up. Let me make sure my level's good. Boom, boom, boom. Dan, what up?
What's up, Voch? How's it going?
Man, Doski, Woski, brother. What you got for the show?
Well, you know where I lie in the quarterback camp, but I would like to let you know why and what my actual rankings are.
Okay, let me know. Rank your quarterbacks.
Okay. So it's Lamar, Rosen, talent gap, Baker Mayfield, talent gap, Darnold, everyone else.
Wait a damn minute. Hold on. So you got, wait a minute. You say Jackson, Rosen, talent gap, Darnold, talent gap?
No, Mayfield.
Mayfield, talent gap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not even ranking Josh Allen, really. You just putting Josh Allen just, damn. You don't like Josh Allen, man?
Why would I?
Oh, my God. I feel like Josh Allen is one of those polarizing figures, and it's crazy because I've been calling Josh Allen a polarizing figure. Even in my video last year, I called him one. Now, all of a sudden, Dane Brugler want to call Josh Allen a polarizing figure. I ain't mad.
I mean, look,
people
there's
like
that
his traits.
Chance that if he gets the perfect quarterback coach, then he can become something. But right now, he's nothing with a good arm and a big body.
But people, hold on, fam, because Nick, what do you got to say about Josh Allen, real fast, Nick Gash?
Josh Allen sucks.
Oh my God,
dude, this guy cannot. Dude, he has a big arm. He's got size. He's like 6'5", 330 or 230 or something like that. But outside of that, what else he can throw on? He can throw accurately on the run. How about in the pocket? How about stepping forward and making a throw in the pocket?
What if Matt Miller heard y'all say this? Time out. Wait a damn minute. Jake from State Farm, what you think about Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, you know, like I don't think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Like I wouldn't say he straight up sucks though. Like if you're a quarterback needy team,
no,
there, like,
Jake from State Farm, you missed the joke. I was supposed to bring you in, and you're supposed to be the third consecutive person that says Josh Allen sucks, and we're all gonna have a big laugh at it. Then you're gonna explain, nah, y'all, I really didn't mean that. Come on, Jake, but go ahead and make your point about Josh Allen, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying he's one of the good quarterbacks. Like, he's probably, like, 5th or 6th, probably 6th on my list, I would probably say it. But, yeah, like, I was mostly trying to call in about the wide receiver, but while we're talking about quarterbacks here, okay. I just want to mention Baker Mayfield, like, I'm sorry, like, he's the best quarterback of this class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even like when you're talking about, you know, like he has off-field issues, like the whole like grab his dick thing, like he's got some character concerns. You know, I agree with that, and people talk about hype, but you know, like when you're a fucking like a gangster like he is, like the dude's just the most accurate quarterback of the class. Like that's what teams are going to be looking for. They want to see, are you accurate? Like, can you put the ball where it needs to be? Like that's one of the most important things is, do you have accuracy, you know, short, middle, and long passes? And hands down, he like, I like Josh Rosen. I think Josh Rosen like makes arguably a good case. Like, he's exactly what you want. He's the California quarterback coming in, you know, with the consensus #1 pick coming into this. But you know, I think everyone's looking at and picking apart all the negatives, and we're overlooking the true talent that is Baker Mayfield. Like, the dude's just ridiculous accurate. Like, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know at one point in the season he was throwing for a ridiculous completion percentage. Like, the dude could put the ball exactly where it needs to be. So
okay, so Jake, listen, Jake, I'm about to mute you and take a deep breath and slow down, Jake. Nick and Dan, both of y'all pretty much co-signed the love for Baker Mayfield, right? None of this changes, right?
Well,
Yeah,
my
my thing was-
Dan,
Go ahead, Nick.
you were going for Jackson, right?
Yeah, my quarterback one's Jackson, and the reason I said talent gap after Rosen and Jackson until Mayfield is not because I don't think the Mayfield is on that level of polish, because I think he is on the same tier of polish as them, but I think that his upside's limited relative to Rosen and Jackson, so that's why I said that.
Nice.
Okay. I like Baker Mayfield. Y'all know me, though. It's hard to get information out of me in January, February, and March, man. It's hard for me to come out and say who I like the most. I'm just willing to listen to you guys' discussion. Quarterback week will be a thing. And I'm just really just saving all my information for that. All right, Jake, you back. I hope you taking a deep breath and a sip of water. Okay, what was your wide receiver point?
yeah, so as a Bears fan, you know, I've been like paying really close attention to, you know, all the top wide receivers in this class, and one person that, you know, I don't hear people talking about that I think might be the consensus #1 after the combine and everything is Anthony Miller out of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really talking about, like, we're hearing of all these. What's that?
No, I was just gonna let you know. I was just gonna let you know that on TV they probably not talking about Anthony Miller, but in the Vach Lombardi circles, we are woke. We're very much woke on Anthony Miller and his white tatted quarterback Anthony Ferguson. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Riley
I'm
Ferguson.
saying, yeah, like Anthony, like he looks like. Now, I'm not saying he is this, but he looks like an Antonio Brown type player. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be that great in the NFL level, but watching his tape, like, he has the exact same frame, the exact explosiveness, the exact route running, great hands. Like, he has that it factor as well. And you know, everyone kind of, you know, talk bad about Memphis wide receivers because the system and everything, but, like, I think this kid's the real deal. And, you know, everyone's kind of talking more about, you know, from what I've been seeing from, you know, mock drafts and everything and all that stuff on Reddit was that, you know, you would have James Washington, Calvin Ridley, and Sutton will all be kind of in the mix in that area, but I think that people are really underrating Anthony Miller. When we actually have him go through the combine and everything, and you could actually see, you know, some of the things that he's able to do, like how he's able to, like, move his hips, like how quick he is to be able to, you know, stop on a dime and everything. Like, I think once these teams and the people could actually watch, you know, the combine and get a closer look at him, he's going to be shooting up everyone's boards, I believe. So that's the guy that I believe is #1. I'd probably put, Calvin Ridley as much. You know, he had a bad game during this championship. Like, it wasn't like he had a lot of drops and everything, but I think he just kind of had a bad game. I think he's still a good all-around talent. He's like, he has the highest floor, I would say. And then I'd probably put, Cortland Sutton. He's very raw talent. He needs to work on his route running. He kind of has inconsistent hands. Like, he needs to work on his technique. I don't know if teams are going to want to, invest at a high pick and be like, okay, this is a guy who we have to work on. Right. But Christian Kirk, I think he's another, good wide receiver. I'd probably arguably put him over, Cortland Sutton, but he is falling down, all the draft boards. And yeah, I mean, it's, crazy, conversation to be talking about with, this wide receiver group. It's all in the mix. Like, no one really knows who, the top 2 or 3 guys. You usually have a good picture by this time, but it's all up in the air. And I think this says more about the wide receiver group itself. Like, these are some pretty good talent. I think these could have a case to be legit number one.
Jake, let us go, man. Hold on. Hey, Jake, thanks for calling, man. Jake, you the homie. I support Jake from State Farm. My lady friend, Jake. Look, Jake said something funny one day, and my lady friend couldn't stop laughing at what he said. Jake is hilarious. But Dan, it's a Vash Lombardi show, man. Okay. Jake gave us a lot to work with, man. And Jalen, don't go nowhere. We're going to be right with you. Okay. He said Anthony Miller is number 1. Thoughts?
Yeah, I got something to say about that.
Dan, what you got to say?
Well, I really like Anthony Miller. I'm not sure I would go so far to say he's wide receiver 1, but he could definitely be in that conversation. Mm-hmm. I think the AB comparison, though, is a little bit much. I would compare him more to a Golden State type guy, right? Because he's a little bit more of a yak guy. He's not quite on that same level as AB is, but he's quite a good player, got some great yak ability. He does have the speed to do some to be a home run threat. So that's a little bit of a different comparison that I would give Miller. One guy also that nobody is talking about, even in your group mostly, is Dante Pettis out of Washington.
Yeah, we're not talking about Dante. He on my list though, but we're not talking about Dante Pettis. Nick, you have a point?
I'm just saying, keep an eye out because he's quite good.
I got you. What you got, Nick?
He's good, but he's not top 5 good.
Go ahead, Nick. Give us your top 5 and your thoughts about really being number 1. And your thoughts about Miller being number 1. And I got another question for y'all.
Yep, I got Ridley not Ridley. Miller number 1. He's just an electric player. He's got great hands.
So Miller is number 1 for you?
Catch radius. Yeah, Miller's number 1. Sutton's number 2. Ridley's number 3. Number 4, I think
that's interesting.
Number 4, I've got James Washington, and number 5, I've got some Cubs.
You don't like Christian Kirk at all in your top 5?
Man, Kirk, I just haven't seen enough film on him. Kirk is probably my 6 at this point. I don't know.
God damn. Oh, man.
It's a tight race up in there.
Somebody hit me up.
Cortland Sutton at 2, man. That's killing me.
Somebody hit. Yeah. Cortland. You like Cortland? Okay, tell me what you liking about Cortland Sutton. Nick.
Got great. Cortland Sutton's got great size. I think he's about 6'4", 220 maybe. Mm-hmm. He can bully people with his routes. If he gets that coach who can get a little bit better at his routes either throughout this draft process or in the NFL, he's going to be a baller, man.
You know who I look at when I see Cortland Sutton? You remember how we was talking about rich homie Quan Treadwell and how we was talking about Mike Williams last year, or at least how Vach Lombardi was talking about Mike Williams last year? I don't think these
Benjamin
and all those guys, I don't think these big I can't run route guys succeed in the league anymore. You got to be a different type of big. Sure. You got to be an Alshon Jeffrey type of big. And it took him to get going, but he's a different type of large human. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even Doxson plays big, but he creates separation at least. You know what I mean? All this, I'm gonna go to the league and make contested catches against grown men. It's just I don't see it, man. I don't see it, and they have a lot more development to go. But I think these guys that we saw Cooper Kupp come in, run these damn routes. And he got open creatively, opposed to trying to out athlete somebody. Zay Jones did the same thing, man. It's just I think it's a different time for wide receivers now. You know what I mean? And I just don't think Cortland Sutton matches up with that type of wide receiver moving forward. There will be there will be a film session on Cortland Sutton. I'm not just gonna do him like that, but it's only so much you can sell me on his 50-50 ball, because that's half. I don't want to invest a first round pick on half. That's terrifying.
Good point.
Somebody hit me up on the Twitter machine. This for both of y'all before I move on to Jalen. Somebody said, Vosh, would you trade up to get Calvin Ridley? And I was like, from where? And I was like, and he was like 16. And I was like, to where? in front of the Bears. So he want to move from 16 to number 7. That's a good amount of draft capital to move from the middle of the draft to top 10. Dan, would you?
Ravens don't have, by the way.
Right, exactly. Dan, would you? But for hypotheticals, right? Dan, would you trade up to get Calvin Ridley?
No. I like Ridley a lot, but you can get an Anthony Miller, you can get some other dudes.
You can get Christian
and
Kirk.
especially the extra draft capital that you're gonna have to give up, which is maybe even gonna be another first round pick. That's not something you want to be giving up for Calvin Ridley.
You can get Christian
So
Kirk.
when there's other receivers in this class that are really good.
To be fair, Calvin Ridley might fall, but that's a whole nother theory that Vach is working on. Nick, what you think before I move on to Jalen and Juice
I
and
would
Chris?
not be moving up to Calvin Ridley. Given the situation, they don't have much draft capital. They would, like you said, I think, Vach, they'd have to probably give up another first-round pick. They'd be trading with Tampa and New York, who I've heard New York wants to trade up for a quarterback, so that may not be an option. And Tampa looks like they're pretty in gear to select Bradley Chubb or Minkah Fitzpatrick, whoever's available at that point. And you just don't have the capital to move up there and give up that much for a receiver who I do like, but he's just not at that level yet, man.
Yeah, I dig that. Let's hop into the phone. Line blowing up. Jalen, what up, man?
Hey, I'm going to talk about the quarterbacks and then the wide receivers a little bit.
What's up, my man?
For the quarterback rankings, I got Rosen number 1, and I think he's on a different level from the other guys. And then the guys under him are, and this is how I think of them right now, what they are. I'll have Darnold, then Lamar Jackson, and I'll put Baker, and then Josh Allen under that. But if I would do it by draftability, though, it would be Rosen, Darnold, Allen, Jackson, and then Luke Falk in front of Baker. Look, nobody wants to talk about the top 5 quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Baker like that. If we call him an incredibly accurate quarterback. The only guy he ever threw open like that was that fullback, but that fullback was damn good. He was working against a lot of linebackers who aren't really the best coverage guys anyway, and it's the big glove on top of that. And he's throwing a lot of screen passes, a lot of gimmicky plays. It's like I don't see what these other guys are talking about. Baker Mayfield, I think they're just falling in love with an amazing college product. I don't see it in the NFL, but man, I want to talk about Luke Falk for a little bit.
You're putting Luke fucking sucks above Baker Mayfield.
Don't you demonetize me, Nick Gashler.
there's a quote by Bill Walsh, right? He said, if I seen a player once, I'm gonna take him, because if I've seen him do it once,
I can see him do it again. I can see him doing it. I was just about to make that damn point, Jalen. Good job. Keep going.
Luke Falk can do. He's shown everything you ever want to see. He's big. He can move in the pocket somewhat. The one thing I'm not a fan of is his pocket awareness sometimes. I feel like he's not really aware of what's going on. Sometimes he'll run straight into pressure, or he doesn't step up or move up around enough. But Luke Falk, man, one thing people don't ever really rate this a lot, but he's got a lightning quick release. The dude can get the ball out of his hands. He spins it well. Spins it very well. He's got a really good accurate arm. Wait 1 second.
So did he put us on hold? Did he call my show and put us on hold?
He did. I think he put the Boston Lombardi show on hold.
Put us on hold? Okay, so let me just say this, though, man. Let me just say this. The point you just brought up, I was going to bring it right back up. If I seen him doing once, I've seen him do it again. That's a very coach scout-like term that I was going to bring up. We've seen Sam Darnold do it. It's just this year's film that we're really apprehensive about. We've seen Josh Rosen do it. We've seen let me look up. We've seen Luke Falk kind of do it last year.
Josh Allen's done it.
And we've seen Josh Allen do it. So that's why I'm pretty apprehensive about saying what these guys can or cannot do. I'm not gonna pretend like when I made my quick look for Sam Darnold that we wasn't sipping some Sam Darnold Kool-Aid. I mean, there were some people that didn't like Sam, but it was a lot of Sam Darnold Kool-Aid sipping. He has a bad year. All of a sudden, Sam Darnold's not good anymore. Well, when I watch the film, that's why these videos aren't out checks. It's gonna take a lot of watching for me to figure out what the hell going on. I'm gonna look at the receivers. I'm gonna look at drops. I'm gonna see guys getting open. I'm gonna look at play calling. I'm gonna look at blocking. I'm gonna look at all that type of stuff. I'm gonna see what defenses did to actually stop his game. And you know, that's just something that we gotta think about before we just make blanket statements like Sam Darnold's garbage.
Yeah, but the other parts about Luke Falk, man, I'm loving. Like, he throws the ball hard. He got a really tight spiral. He throws it on a rope, and it's a really catchable ball. There's certain guys that feel like they don't throw really catchable balls, but
that throwing motion
really
ain't tight though.
Ball.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Man, I think he's got a lightning quick release, and sometimes his elbow gets out from him a little bit. But man, I still think it's a pretty good motion. He's still a pretty good quarterback. He'd be a perfect West Coast kind of quarterback because he knows how to He knows how to pick a defense apart. He knows how to use the sideline. He knows how the way you guys talk about Baker Mayfield with accuracy. That's actually what Luke Falk can do. I've seen him make some amazing throws up the seam to get to where only his guy can get it. He makes some amazing sideline throws. Like Luke Falk is an underrated quarterback in this year's class. He's really a good one. And I heard you say before, Bots, the Drew Brees comparison. And I hated that comparison when I first heard it, but the more and more I watch it, I was like, I can kind of see where you're coming from because he really does spread the defense out horizontally, attacking him short area and picks them apart, and then he'll go for that seam throws and get some good plays out of it. And he really executes that system in Washington decently. I don't think it's the best system, but he really does execute it. And I'd love to see him get drafted by the Saints and be the next in line guy. Or I think he should go to some sort of West Coast spread sort of offense in the NFL. Be good for him, man.
I feel you, Jalen. And you know you one of my platinum cats, but I'm gonna have to wrap you up right there, fam, because we got 6 people waiting in the queue. Because that's the type of show this is. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Can I get like a 20-second take on that whole if you've seen him do it once thing?
Sure, Daniel. Go ahead.
All right. So my dad and my grandfather took my great-grandmother golfing, and on the first hole she hit a hole-in-one with a putter. So you can do something and still not be good at doing that thing, and you may not know how to replicate doing that thing. So sure, you can see someone make a good throw, but that doesn't mean they can consistently make a good throw.
Daniel, don't make me put that comment in the list of comments that made me mad this week. Come on, man. It ain't the same thing. I feel what you're saying, though. The point wasn't about golf. It was about whether he knows how to do it again. Well, that's what we're gonna watch film on. Did we see Sam Darnold?
Look back to that Blake Bortles play.
Man, we're gonna watch some film. We're gonna see. That's why I don't make statements in January. Like y'all are some interrogators, investigators. I be feeling like first 48 sometimes, but I plead the fifth on y'all ass because I ain't gonna say it unless I'm quasi positive what I'm saying, and it's way too early to for me to make a statement on quarterbacks. Juice, what up, man? You ain't call us in a minute.
Yo, what's going on, bro? I've been busy working everything, man. How you been?
Doski Woski, I feel you, bro. Same old, same old. What you got?
Yeah, man. I popped into the show, see what's going on, man. I can't believe the hate everyone's giving on my man Josh Allen. I had to call in.
Talk to him, Juice. Defend Josh Allen because nobody else is doing it. Let's go.
I could not believe the disrespect, yo.
Talk to him.
All right. I just finished these 5 quarterbacks.
Damn.
I mean, Josh Allen is right. It's right there with Josh Rosen, in my opinion.
Damn, talk to me.
Now, this is based off the videos that are on Josh draft breakdown.
Right.
This is what I went off.
Yeah.
I watched all 5, man. This dude really impressed me.
Right.
I mean, first, the size. Yeah, everyone says the size, the arm strength. His footwork's good. It's not great, but it's good. I mean, it's acceptable. He needs a little work on it, though. The dude can make every throw, man. Any throw he needs to make, he can do. I mean, the pro-style offense he ran.
Talk to him.
He's deadly on play action, man. When you put him in play action, man, he'll make the right read and he'll get the ball out. And he'll pick up a first down almost every time. He's really good with play action. You know
what else he's good at? Throwing on a run. Talk to him. You just said mobility. Say it again, Juice. Say it again.
Mobility. His mobility, I mean, that goes without saying. He's got good mobility. His pocket presence is good. Again, it's not great. It's
Oh.
good. It's good. It's not great. It's good. And he's worth it. It's good.
Let him talk, Dan. Let him talk, Dan.
It's good. He makes the anticipation throws from that pro-style offense. You can really see he knows what he wants to do with the ball before the snap. He makes the throws, anticipation. He makes it. I mean, he scans the field well. That comes with the pro-style offense. You can see once when he takes the 5-step drop, he makes the right read most of the time. The film I watched, it didn't have all the picks he threw all season. He only had 6. I think he threw like 3 from the film I watched. Those 3 interceptions were in garbage time. He was just trying to do too much. It wasn't a big deal for me. I didn't really take too much out of it, but I didn't saw 6. I mean, from what I watched, I saw poise. I mean, the dude's tough to bring down. Pass rushers had a hard time bringing him down the pocket.
He should play
He's
running
like
back.
a more athletic Ben Roethlisberger. That's pretty much what he is.
Man, Juice,
And I mean,
go ahead. Just 15. Go ahead.
Right now.
15 seconds.
I looked over some stats. The dude only threw 270 passes the whole year. I mean, most of the other quarterbacks in the class threw like 400 passes. He only threw 207. He completed 152. The 56 completion percentage in 2017. I mean, it's alarming. It's not alarming, but it's not good. I saw some receivers drop some of his passes, so I mean, you take that into consideration. But only threw 270 passes. I mean, he only 16 TDs, 6 interceptions, and he played in 11 games. I mean, it wasn't a great year. It wasn't solid, but it was good. I mean, he was number 1 QB. That's just me.
All right, Juice, appreciate it. Thanks for you know what I like about Juice, man? Juice, I got one more point, 15 seconds. Hold on. And he made a 2-minute point. That's my man's though, man. Juice was one of my original cats, man. I just have a special place for the first 1,000 people that was watching my film sessions. You know what I mean? So salute to Juice. We're gonna have to put some legs on these grits though. We got a bunch of callers we got to get to. So
hey man,
what up, Nick?
Before we do that, I'm gonna just go through my top 5 quick.
10 seconds.
That's it.
Go.
Baker Mayfield. Number 1, Baker Mayfield. 2, Sam Darnold. 3, Josh Rosen. 4, Lamar Jackson. 5, Riley Ferguson.
Riley Frank. Y'all on this? Y'all on this Memphis Kool-Aid, huh? Oh, okay. Huh.
I ain't mad over Ferguson over Allen.
Of course you're not mad at Ferguson over Allen. Arash Akbar, we got people on the line. I hate to run through this, but what's up, man?
How you doing, man? I'm good.
Doski Woski, what you got for the show?
I'll try not to take too much time. I've been watching Lamar Jackson, and like, wow, this guy he's poised, he's polished. We all know we all know he's got like a special physical toolbox, but like he stands out from the other QBs in this draft because of his football IQ. He's great at reading the field, stalking new receivers, getting the ball out quickly. He plays with great poise under pressure, and not to mention this is the first year he was playing in a pro-style system, and he produced. And that familiarity will benefit him in the NFL. And just like some quick comments on Mayfield and Josh Allen. Regarding Mayfield, I like him, but one thing I always look for in QBs, in college QBs, is for them to throw with anticipation. And I just haven't seen him throw with anticipation. Mayfield throws to open wide receivers. I haven't seen him throw a wide receiver open yet. So I'll be looking into that more, but that's just something I really like. I really need to see in a QB before I can go in with him. And regarding Allen, I was disappointed, man. I was like one of Allen's biggest fans last year. I was stepping up for him. I thought that, okay, you know, if this guy can develop, he can be good. He's still raw. He can be good. And look, I feel like people are giving him a hard time. They don't understand. There was a bunch of injuries. He lost his top. I think like his top 2 wide receivers from the draft last year, and then his top 2 his tight end and his top wide receiver got injured this year. He lost the top running back to the draft last year. So he's lost a lot of surrounding pieces, which obviously hurt him. But like he hadn't played that well this year, nonetheless. One thing I'll have to say though is that he has improved, because I remember last year he would just bullet everything. You know, he would just throw it as hard as he could. Now he's actually varying the power which he throws, making balls catchable. So, like, I still got hope for Josh Allen. It's just he hasn't shown it as much this year. And that might be because he hasn't improved him as much and he doesn't have as much help. That's all I got, man.
I was just about to was good. Look, man. All right, y'all. I try to be short. I won't take up too much of y'all time. Okay. My man, Arash Akbar, though. He one of my veterans. Salute to them. Y'all got a comment before I move on?
Real quick?
Yeah, what's up? Before I move on to the next call.
So, just saying, you know who else lost tight end, some receivers, and running back to the draft last year?
Okay.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay. I understand.
And he flourished. Just got to say that.
I understand.
Just saying.
So, one day, man.
Actually, the offense improved.
One day, there's going to be a dedicated roundtable show where I'm going to get not everybody, but it's going to be like 5 people, and everybody's going to have a representative, and we're just going to roundtable this thing. Not in this format, but just a long roundtable discussion on the top 5 guys, and we'll see how that goes, man. I do think everybody has interesting points. Even my man Juice, who's the Josh Allen guy, he's made some interesting points. Everybody got flaws. Everybody got negatives. What up, Chris? What you got, bro?
Hey, so yeah, I just wanted to mention a couple things. First off, I'll start by listing my top 5. I'm obviously
just don't be all day. Just please don't be all day. But go ahead.
No, I have 2 questions after I go through my rankings. I have Lamar, Rosen, Darnold, Allen, Baker with an honorable mention at 6 spot.
Okay.
Receivers, I have Miller, Ridley, Washington, Kirk, each with an honorable mention to Jimmy Cobb.
Okay.
But one thing that really stood out to me from a debate standpoint is, first off, the starting talent that these guys are working with. I mean, if you put Lamar on USC and give him Ronald Jones next to him, or as much as people hate
okay, but if you throw any of these guys on Alabama, would they win the championship, though? I'm just asking.
Yeah, probably.
But go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, Sharon Christian in their bowl game gave up at least 10 sacks. I don't know any other offensive tackle in college football that gives up 10 sacks in bowl games. And Darnold had that same issue with his O-line versus Ohio State, and Rosen doesn't have the best. And obviously, Allen was to Wyoming, so they don't have talent either. So it's just one thing to keep in mind when we're debating these guys is what they have to work with around them. And then also, another thing I wanted to bring up, too, is that as much hate as Allen seems to be getting, I almost wonder who's more controversial between him and Lamar. Because I know that there's still people out there that say that Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver. So I'm almost at that point now where, who do people hate more, Lamar or Allen? I think that could be a fun debate, too.
Okay, that's interesting. Thanks for the call, Chris. I 100%.
I would say this.
I 100% feel like people ain't digging Josh Allen right now. But go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
I think there is a wider range and a more equal distribution of opinions on Jackson, whereas there's a lot of people who really don't like Allen, and there's some people who like him. Whereas on Lamar, there's all sorts of people.
People hating on Baker too. Just gonna put that out.
I was just about every single last one of these players are polarizing, and they have 2 camps associated with them. Josh Rosen. There are some people that feel like he put the nipple on the titty, but there are some people that feel like his personality is so poisoning that he'll be overlooked, or that he won't get along with coaches, or that he throws off the chemistry of a football team, things like that. There are some people that believe in Sam Darnold still. There are people that, hate him. You know what I mean? Like some of y'all say Sam Darnold garbage. You know what I mean? Same with Josh Allen. I think there are more people hating Josh Allen, but the people that love him, they look at that size. They look at his arm strength, moving, throwing on the run. You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson, he could either be Pat White or he could be Michael Vick or Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you think of his arm talent stacked on top of his athleticism, it's already hard enough to gauge running quarterbacks or whatever, because it's just a magical thing. It's not nothing that we missing. It's a coin flip, man. It's all about situation. It's all about where they playing football at, the coaches that they with. We just never really have a good idea. Somebody tagged me on Reddit, and if y'all like watch my videos, like drop them in your Reddit community that you in or whatever. Somebody tagged me on Reddit and was like, "Yeah, Lamar Jackson. I was watching Vach Lombardi film session. He had an old Mike Vick film session. He said that Mike Vick was way more talented than Lamar." And I was like, "I said that? I said that? I ain't say that." I feel like a lot of people compare him. I think Lamar Jackson does a lot more than Mike Vick does. It's just that Vick, for him being the athlete in that time period, he was probably more dominant then. He was probably more dominant then because it wasn't no Von Millers. It wasn't no 260-pound people running 4.5s. You know what I mean?
Right.
But nowadays, Lamar Jackson's going to actually have to throw the football. Coaches are a little bit smarter when it comes to running quarterbacks. So it's going to be an interesting discussion, man. Looking in the comment section before I move on, look in the comments, say I want to get the name right. I want to get the exact name right. Lucas Zamorano. He said he wanna drop a little bag to get a JT Barrett film session. How bad you want this JT Barrett film session? I said it's gonna take a John Wick type bounty. Translation: you give me $100, I'll do a JT Barrett film session. He said, I'll buy you a new gun. Fam, you send me some money to buy a new gun, I will drop an hour-long JT Barrett film session. Every year of his damn college career. We can do it. I'll even live stream it. I'll even live stream it if you want to buy me a new rifle or a new Glock. We'll have that conversation, but the PayPal information is in the chat box. Vachi63@gmail.com if you want to drop a little something in the PayPal. And the only reason I said PayPal because I don't want to wait till the end of the month to get it on Patreon, whatever. So hey, we can go fund me if y'all want to. Y'all, if you're in the comment section and y'all want to somehow go fund me, if we get to $300, I'll do an hour-long JT Barrett film session. That's the mark. That's where we at. Let me know if y'all want to do it for real. Did y'all want to make a point before I get back to the phones?
Can I talk about Rosen for a second?
Okay, let me mute Dallas back. Okay, Daniel, talk about Rosen for a second. Dallas, hang tight.
Okay. He's a really weird prospect for me because I see all the things that people like in him, and he is really good 97% of the time. Mm-hmm. But there's a few throws a game that are just terrible. And a lot of the time it's mental, but it's usually mental. And it's just weird because he seems so consistent so often, and then he just makes these really terrible plays that are kind of inexplicable, and it just gives me a little bit of pause when evaluating him,
Yeah, I understand. I think we all have to be forthright in our homework. We just got to double down our evaluation. I can watch an offensive tackle, and I can have a good idea about what type of player that is watching two games. Edge rusher too. But fam, like you can't half-ass quarterback evaluation. Even though I've been right when I half-ass quarterback evaluation. You know what I'm saying? I'm still taking it amongst myself to put in a little more man hours just to fully get this thing right and be able to fully explain it to y'all. You know what I mean? Because film session is deeper than just film session. Like, I could watch film on my own and it'll be a completely different video than me trying to explain to y'all what I'm. That's the hard part about film session. I can't just up and say, oh, Lamar Jackson has accuracy issues. I got to show y'all where Lamar Jackson's having accuracy issues. You see what I mean? So we just gotta be positive in our evaluation, and we gotta not cut corners. JT Barrett will get you millions minutes watched. What up, Nick? Before I move on to Dallas,
before the people in the comments who don't do evaluations and film sessions, there's a big difference between those two words. There's the word evaluation and there's the word film session, kind of like what Bob said. Film sessions, you're showing them to him, showing the prospect to him, showing why Lamar Jackson has accuracy issues, or why Baker Mayfield is bad at anticipation. Evaluations, you can see that stuff yourself. You don't have anybody to prove. You just write it down in your notebook and you move right on.
Yeah, true. All right, moving on. Dallas, what up, man?
Hey, Vosh, how's it going?
Doski Woski, my man. What's good?
First, I just gotta say, I've been talking about him, kind of the guy I'm focused on right now. DJ Moore out of Maryland is a sleeper right now that I think we all gotta pay more attention to when it comes to the wide receiver position. Wide receiver.
DJ Moore.
He is, I believe he's 5'11", but you can watch, always watch tape over highlights, but you can find different videos of him. I think I have to find the exact game, but he takes a screen pass and he shrugs about 3 people try and tackle him by the leg. He has, the lower body of a running back, but he has really good speed. He seems, from what I can see, he runs pretty good routes, has really nice hands. I think he's a guy that's going to be moving up the later we get. I mean, the Cowboys could move up in the third to get him. I think would be the perfect complement to Dez, which brings me to I just don't see it with Sutton. I think he's pretty raw. But, I mean, he's like the Josh Allen of wide receivers, and he looks like a very raw, not polished, raw Alshon Jeffrey to me. He literally, Cowboy fans are saying, get rid of Dez and draft Cameron Sutton, but Cameron Sutton has literally all the flaws that I see.
Right.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton. He can jump, but he's not a burner. I don't see him run great routes. And I don't think he's good with 50-50 balls as Dez. I don't think he has the pure talent as Dez. And I just don't see it with Sutton. I think he looks like a very, very raw Alshon Jeffrey to me. Heck, I put DJ Moore over him. I think I like Washington more than most. I think Ridley, he's certainly not the next Julio. Some people hype him up too much, but he does, I think, have the highest floor because, technically he's just pretty sound. I like Miller a lot. Then I have Moore. I think Kirk, I don't know if he's going to be outside wide receiver, but he is certainly deadly with the ball in his hands. And then, you got Kane, St. Brown, and Sutton group down there to me. I saw St. Brown in person at the Citrus Bowl. And Joshua Brillhart, if you're watching, Darius Geis is the real deal. Stop hating on Geis. Geis
I was actually about to bring up Geis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Geis is the real deal. I don't know why some people hate on him. He is a top 15 talent in this class. But besides that, it was crap conditions. I mean, we were freezing in Florida, in Orlando. It was a crap day. It was constantly sprinkling rain and about 40 degrees. But he dropped a couple of balls, and the game-winning catch wasn't even him, ironically. The one good catch Notre Dame was able to get. But, yeah, that's why there's sleepers like DJ Moore that I put over, some people that we've heard of, like St. Brown and Sutton. And I was listening to Cowboys draft show, and I always listen to Brian Broaddus speak. He made a good point. I think a lot of people are starting to think where some of us are tired and falling in love with, the 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" receivers that are just tall and can jump. I mean, I'm more impressed with, the smaller guys kind of in this class, like Miller.
And you know what? I said that last live stream, and, somebody needs to really pay me to do this, man. Yes, it's happening with Cowboys fans because of Dez, but, when you watch Rich Homie Quan and you trying to figure out what's his issue, or you trying to figure out Mike Williams' issue, that's the evidence we get. You know what I mean? These big guys that can't separate. And when I sat down and I thought about it, I looked at last year's draft class, and there were 12 6-foot corners there. And if they were less than 6 foot, they all had long arms. Guys like Trey White, guys like Jordan Lewis, they're long arm physical guys still. It's harder and harder to punt corners like you used to. Fitzgerald can't even punt corners like he used to. That's why he's playing slot, and he's leaning more towards route running these days, opposed to trying to make contested catches, man. The game's different. So when I look at Cortland Sutton, I see a guy that relies on trying to punk people. And that especially ain't going to work year one Let alone, you know what I'm saying? It's just not a good formula for a wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Here is one tall, gifted wide receiver that I do like. I don't think I wouldn't take him in the first round, obviously, maybe not even the second, maybe later. I like Alan Lazard out of Iowa State.
I like him
I don't know.
too.
I mean, he's able to contest. I mean, you know, he's not Antonio Brown running routes, but he can get some separation. I think he's 6'6". He'll probably measure in like 6'5" at the combine, but he has decent speed. He's another guy I like. I know a lot of people
I'll
like
say this, though.
Marcel Aitman.
I'll say this though, 6'6", that's different. that's freakishly big. And if you put that on,
where you can just put your hand up and get it.
And if you put that on top of route running, on top of catch radius, on top of jumping ability, there's still a place for freakishly big receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, you know, there is a place for him. But if you're anywhere between 6 foot and even 6'4", I'm falling away from the 6'4" guys. If you're anywhere within there, I'm gonna need to see you run some routes a little bit, fam.
And can someone tell Foolish Demon, who he says the only good corner that the Cowboys have is Scandrick, can someone update him that we now have Jacoby Wizier, Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown when he's in the slot and not outside getting burned because he looks back at the quarterback every freaking play.
Daz, let me tell you something, man.
In 2015.
Let me tell you something. When anybody's talking about the Cowboys online, just don't listen.
I was just laughing. He misspelled Scandrick.
Don't even worry about it. Even Cowboys fans and Cowboys haters are somehow bred from the same online foolishness. So unless it's like Cowboys break, talking Cowboys, me, draft show, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. 105.3 The Fan. They have to be an organized structure in order for you to listen to them. But as far as like comments online, don't listen, fam. Thanks for calling, brother.
Oh my God, it's so bad. See you, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. People look for reasons to take jabs at the Cowboys because they're Cowboys. It's fun to hate on the Cowboys. It's fine, but hey, man, just don't end up like the Giants or nothing. Just don't end up like the Giants. Hey, young C Money in the comment section. He's actually in one of my comments that pissed me off last week. YVNGC Money. He made me some kind of upset, dog, on my what was it? My Marcus Davenport video, I believe. I was making fun of the University of Texas and San Antonio Road Runners. If y'all watched the Marcus Davenport video, you probably know what I'm talking about. Young C Money was all like, University of Texas San Antonio actually got a lot of money. Fam, that ain't my point. They the University of Texas San Antonio. They ain't got D1 money. Yeah, they got college money, but they ain't got money. Even if they do got money, who cares? I'm making fun of UTSA, obscure state. They only play Texas schools. Who cares? Damn. Anyway, I got another call.
How many callers do we got left?
Why, Nick? What you want? You gotta go.
I'm just wondering what you think of Marcus Davenport.
Okay, cool. I'm getting to that. Good job. One last call. Then we got some Snapchats, and then we're gonna touch on some of these film sessions that I dropped throughout the week. Savon, what up, bro?
What's good with you, man?
Doski Woski, my man. What you got for the show?
I was calling in, put my take in on these QBs, man.
Okay, let's get it.
These well, my QBs, I think people fall into the same trap they fell into last year with the whole size and arm strength and all this other nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
My bottom line is, can the dude play?
Right.
That's the bottom line. Like I said, the same thing about Deshaun Jackson. I told people that they're saying Deshaun Kaiser was a first-round pick. I told y'all he was trash. Whether he was with the Browns or with the damn Patriots, he would still be trash. Okay. Not a good quarterback. Bad decision-making is what is the separation between the quarterbacks that are going into the draft this year. I got Mayfield 1, Rosen 2, Falk 3, Falk from Washington State, Darnold 4, Lamar Jackson 5. Josh Allen, Josh Allen is Blake Bortles 2.0.
Damn.
He's not going to be that.
Hey, Blake Bortles a playoff quarterback, fam. Don't play that.
Jacksonville.
Don't play that. But I'm listening to you. I heard somebody in the comments say Josh Allen is like Joe Flacco. Damn it, you can win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco, fam. But go ahead, I'm listening to you. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead.
I saw that. Fucking Mayfield. I mean, if you just look at the decision making of Darnold is why he's so far. Like we see what Jameis Winston's going through. Like in college, he was a turnover machine this last year. You can't really teach. You can't teach good decision making. Like when a quarterback is stuck in his ways, it looks like he's been playing like that ever since high school. Like he's trying to make all these, hero ball plays. I watched the film session and whatnot, but you can't teach like quarterbacks to not do that. Like you can tell them all day, but try to brainwash them into not doing that. But once that NFL speed come at you 100 miles an hour, defensive lineman coming at you 100 miles an hour, you can't turn that off. Like you're gonna see ghosts. You're gonna start just tossing the ball in the triple covers, stuff like that. But like Mayfield, he has that Purdue Drew Brees-esque feel about him. He got a chip on his shoulder, walk on. He can galvanize the troops, what they like to say. Like he has the, I don't like saying the it factor, but he has that oomph about him. Like this dude, like when he come on the field, he come to play. Rosen is one of your prototypical, pocket passer. I like pocket passers. I love Rosen. Like what's it? Like what Daniel said, he has some times in the games where he just does these weird. I don't even know how to explain. Like he does these weird throws and it's just off target. He'll be like super off, super inaccurate. Like I don't know. Like he has these little funks he get in, but like all of these quarterbacks were improving except for Darnold. Yeah. Like Darnold is the only one that's not improving. He's digressing like badly.
Savon, time out. Don't hang up though. Don't hang up.
Yeah.
Juice, you got 30 seconds. What you want, man?
Yo, I just got to comment on this Baker Mayfield shit. Everyone's talking about his accuracy and shit, bro. If you watch the film and watch his offense, man, it's mostly screen passes. Yeah, he's accurate. He can make a few passes here and there. But he's making screen passes, and that tight end Andrews is really what brought his completion percentage up because Andrews is the guy who knows how to find a soft spot in the zone, man. That's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate it, Juice the Fruit. And can you believe that in the comment section, Young C Money is actually making a case that UTSA is making more money than Texas A&M? I'm done. Go ahead, Savon.
Oh no.
Go ahead, Savon.
Oh yeah. But not like I mean, you could just look at the stats, man. Like I know the stats don't always tell the true story, but consistently since 2015, Baker Mayfield is 68%, 70.9, 70.5. You look at these other quarterbacks, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is like, what is he at? He was at like 58% last year, 60% this year. Like Luke Falk, 66, 70, 69, 64. I mean, these guys are. Luke Falk, I think, he's the person he's the quarterback that everybody's going to sleep on. He's probably going to get drafted maybe 4th, 5th round, simply because he comes from that. Like that's like an extreme version of the air raid offense. Like this dude is just they don't even run the ball out of the shotgun. Seem like I've never seen him run the ball watching them.
30 seconds, Savon. 30 seconds. Then we're gonna move on, brother.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, Luke Falk. My two guys, Baker Mayfield, Luke Falk, are hands down to me the best quarterbacks, but Josh Rosen has a higher upside than I think that Luke Falk does. So Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in this draft right now.
Baker Mayfield put the nipple on the titty, Savon say. Appreciate you, my man.
Yeah.
Hate to cut any of y'all off, man, but the stream running. And we got a couple Snapchats and I got a couple questions. And we're gonna wrap this thing up in a little bit. Y'all have any comments before I move on to the Snapchats?
I mean, I'll just say, like, if you look at Lamar Jackson playing, as I can't remember who, but someone was saying, he is intelligent with the ball. His problem is more mechanical accuracy, whereas some other people have issues with the mental part of the game. And I think the mental part of the game is the one that you really need to look for in traits because that's much less fixable. And what that dude was saying about Darnold being the only one that's proven, what? I mean, he had hell of turnovers, bro. Like, and a lot of them were mental, him trying to do stupid stuff, and it just panicking in the pocket. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I get that he had a great sophomore year, but he showed some serious issues this year.
Okay, so Pete, Josh Enzer just said, "What's the rules on Super Chat?" Hey man, you hit that little button under say something. You drop a donation, and your question goes to the front of whatever the hell we doing. So we can have Malik McDowell on the phone. If you drop a Super Chat, I'm gonna stop Malik McDowell because it's that serious. We can be asking him, Malik McDowell, what was you thinking when you got in trouble this offseason? If you drop a Super Chat, I'm gonna cut him off. And I'm gonna address your Super Chat like he wasn't talking. Then we're gonna get back to it. All right. Also, another point. I don't know if this serious or not or whatever, but I'm just throwing it out there. If y'all really want to see this JT Barrett film session, if I get $100 in my PayPal, I do it. Now y'all can discuss this amongst yourselves. The damn film session will be an hour long. I'll give you your money's worth. Okay. The Patreon tax you every month or whatever, but the PayPal is just a one-time thing. So if you just want to pay for a one-time film session, drop the bag in that damn PayPal, and I will give you a JT Barrett film session, and I'll do it with enthusiasm. I'll do it with a smile on my face. I'll call JT Barrett a top. I'll make him the big sixth guy, and I will address damn JT Barrett as the big sixth guy for the rest of the damn situation.
Take it easy, Vach.
Fuck that. Vachi63@gmail.com. That's the PayPal. I'll drop it in the damn thing right now. I want to see you rip 4 years worth of JT Barrett film. I'm an Ohio State fan. I beg y'all not to donate for this film session. I'll pay you not to make the film session. Drop a donation. Yeah, I'm out. Now it's PayPal. F this dude. Hey, if y'all want to see it, I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. If y'all want to see it, we got it. 563 at email. G. If y'all haven't noticed, I'm such an opportunist. This has nothing to do with the culture. Nah, come on. This is strictly business. Okay, cool.
Before we move on.
Go ahead.
Before we move on to the snaps, can I make a quick point about Darnold?
Sure, sir.
Every game that I watched, which I watched Stanford, I watched UCLA, and I watched Ohio State, Sam Darnold played a decent game. Some games he played great. Some games he just played decent, like Ohio State. But I did watch the Washington State game. Mm-hmm. Not the best game, but he still didn't do bad. People are overhyping these turnovers. Yes, he's going to get scared, or yes, he's going to get frantic in the pocket, whatever. Yes, he's going to have some troubles like Jameis Winston did a couple years ago. But at the end of the day, he's still a clear-cut franchise quarterback in this draft, just as Jameis Winston was in 2015.
Okay. Dan, before I get into the Super Chats, you got something?
I mean, is Jameis Winston really that good, though? Not really.
I like Jameis Winston.
Got Dirk Cutter as his head coach.
I like Jameis Winston. Let's not do that. I like Jameis Winston.
No, look, I'm not saying he's bad, but like the turnover thing doesn't go away, and that it like you like what he does other than the turnovers, but you can't just disregard that. Like that is a thing, and in the NFL, turnovers win and lose games. Like turnovers are a huge deal in the NFL, and especially like I feel like the fumble thing is probably fixable because that's just really weird. Like, I don't really understand how a quarterback has, like, 15 fumbles in a season or whatever. But the interceptions are a thing. And, you know, that's like I get that you like what else he does because he does make some great throws. He does play really well sometimes. But you can't disregard the interceptions because that is a thing, and that does limit how good he can be.
Let me ask a very legit question. Is Jameis Winston a dangerous, careless player, or is he forced to play that way because you don't have any trust in Doug Martin, Quiz Rogers, whoever the hell else, Peyton Barber. I feel like let's just say scenario. Let's play a game scenario. Tampa Bay Buccaneers sitting at number 7. What if they found a way to fandangle some picks and Saquon Barkley ends up on their team? Is Jameis Winston? Wouldn't you think he would be less careless or less dangerous in that way if they had a running back that they had faith in? Because when you get good running production out of Tampa Bay, they play better. When Doug played well, when Quiz played well, Quiz is inconsistent. You know, he's older now. When they got good running production from that offense, Jameis was pretty damn good. But guys get hurt, guys get suspended, guys, fuss with Dirk Carter. Then Jameis's production goes up and down. What do y'all think about the possibility of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers possibly getting a running back this year?
Saquon Barkley will make the team that Saquon Barkley goes to, he will make them a better football team based on his ability as a running back. But Tampa's not going to get far with Dirk Cutter.
I agree with that.
Plain and simple. Jameis Winston and Dirk Cutter do not work together. And if I was Jason, whatever his last name is, and the general manager down there in Tampa, I've got to come to the decision was what is more valuable or what is easier to let go of, a head coach or a franchise quarterback? And in that case, it'd obviously be the head coach. They had their chance at John Gruden. It didn't work out. Now Chucky's going to roll over the AFC West in Oakland.
They dropped that bag. All right, let's move on to the Snapchats. After that, I got a couple questions. Well, a little discussion based on some of the film I've been dropping this week. And we're going to get the hell out of here. This one's from Daniel Link. Is that Canada? Let me see if this is Canada. Let me see.
Deron Payne was a gangster last night. Just was wondering your thoughts on him if you had gotten around to him yet.
That's my man Canada, 100%. That's my man Canada. Yeah. Deron Payne is 100% a gangster. I didn't watch him last night because I fell asleep because the day job is legit. But I'm going to do a full film session on that championship game. So plus I'm going to do an additional Deron Payne video, Calvin Ridley, Roquan Smith, it's this game, then it's their own respective film session. So don't worry, we'll get to it. Dan, you got something on Deron Payne being a gangster?
No, he was a beast.
He was a beast.
Speaking of beast, though, he sort of reminded me of that Aaron Donald performance, which was just ridiculous, even though he lost.
That's terrifying. All right, and we got one more Snapchat from Nicholas Herman. I think this is Attack Dog 0500. Let me see. Kirk Cousins or a QB at 6. Okay, then he dropped some text here. He said basically draft Baker Mayfield or sign Kirk Cousins. I think I would take Kirk Cousins over any question mark pick ever. You know what I mean? Kirk Cousins proves that he can play ball. You know what I mean? So if you're the Jets, get Kirk Cousins and draft, I don't know, Calvin Ridley or something, or draft whoever the hell you want your team to draft. Now, if you see some long time upside that'll be better than Kirk Cousins, some people may feel like Lamar Jackson's ceiling is higher than Kirk Cousins. Plus, you can save money in that way. Do your thing. It just depends on your train of thought. If you ask me personally, I wouldn't sign Kirk Cousins to the New York Jets. I don't think they're ready yet. As a team, they're not ready yet. I think Kirk Cousins would be better off in like as a New York Giant or something. Maybe as a Jacksonville Jaguar, maybe that's a better place for Broncos. Maybe that's a better place for Kirk Cousins. But if you're the Giants, I'd draft a guy, build him, and put a better team around him. What was you about to say, Dan?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that that's the thing is that if you're a young team, you don't want to then sign a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, because as your team is growing, he's going to be regressing, whereas if you draft, say, Lamar Jackson, he will grow with the team. rather than going against the grain of the team. So theoretically, all of your players, if you draft a quarterback, should hit their prime around the same time, and that's your Super Bowl window right there.
Okay. Moving on. I dropped some film sessions as of late, and I know Nick Gasler. Okay, Cullen Klein wanted to hit me on Snapchat. He didn't want to be left out. I should block him again, but Cullen Klein didn't want to be left out. This is the last one, y'all. All right, Cullen Klein, what the hell you want before I block you again? Wait a minute, goddamn. Wait a minute. Okay, now, Cullen Klein. Here we go. Boom.
What do you think Roquan Smith's ceiling is?
I don't know.
What do you think Roquan Smith's ceiling?
I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, cool. I have no idea what Roquan Smith's ceiling. I mean, when I watch film, I have a better idea of what it may be, but that's one of those Cleo Lombardi questions. So,
Yeah, ceiling is such a arbitrary thing. It's just sort of what you think. There's not really something that you can definitively say.
Yeah, we have no idea.
He's got a high ceiling. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Ogbanya Okoronkwo. What y'all think about him? I call him Oscar from Oklahoma. What y'all think about Oscar from Oklahoma?
Hang on, let me get my notes.
Yeah, Nick got his notes. Daniel Wild, Nick is getting his notes.
I mean, I like a lot of dudes better than him. I like, obviously Chubb, but then also Key, Landry, Farrell. I mean, he's good. He's
I think
probably
we can
going to be about a Pat McKinley range-ish guy.
I think we can all agree that that he's not going to be one of the top guys that we're talking about here. I'm just saying in a sense of liking him. You know what I mean? Just how much do you like the player? What are some positives you see in him? Some negatives. I think he's definitely going to be, if you're a team in the back end of the draft and you looking at an edge rusher, I think Oscar's one of those guys to look for. But I don't see him contending for top 3 or nothing like that. He cool. Nick, you got your situation yet?
My situation here. All right. Obo Okoronkwo, Oscar Okoronkwo, whatever you want to call him. I call him Obo Oko. He's quick. He's athletic. He fits the role of 3-4 outside linebacker or 3-4 defensive end the best. I don't really see him as a 4-3 defensive end. I think he's too small. He's 6'1", 240. That's a linebacker size, not a defensive size. He's a one-trick pony. It's a pass, but he does not look good against the run. And then also in the Rose Bowl, he was getting killed by that Georgia O-line. So that's a big concern for me too.
Yeah. He's a little dude. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but something to work on. Am I wrong?
I mean, Harold Landry isn't huge either.
Harold Landry is a lot more technical, I would say, though. Harold Landry.
That's true. Yeah.
Harold.
That's what the point that I'm making, though, is that when you're a smaller guy, you can't rely as much on athleticism because there's not as much potential ass whoop that you can put on someone at 5'9", 220. And obviously that's not his actual size, but you get my point, is that, when you're a smaller guy, there's only so much ass whoop you can put on him from a physical standpoint.
Y'all saying that my live stream is lagging, that's actually YouTube Illuminati doing their thing. They've been going through this little issue for the past couple weeks. Now, granted, my internet ain't perfect. But I don't think it's me this time. Okay, so we talked about Oscar. Who we just talked about? We were just talking about Oscar. Cool. Marcus Davenport.
Marcus Davenport.
Dan, have you watched Marcus yet, or is this going to be a me and Nick conversation?
I mean, he's athletic. He's not particularly polished.
Okay, Nick, what you think about Marcus Davenport?
Marcus Davenport, I watched the North Texas film first, and I got to say I was really impressed. He's got strengths. He dominates from the point of attack. He's 6'7", 255. People are projecting him at 6'9" by the time he's done growing.
Huge.
That's an insane size as an outside linebacker or a defensive end either way. I see him tower over some of these offensive guards and tackles. It's crazy. But I also, before I get into the but, he has a good motor. I'm a fan of his motor and his hand usage. Those hands, as he gets into the offensive tackle, just hits the offensive tackle like a brick. Their head goes rocking back. It's insane. But he's raw. He's very raw. I don't know if that raw strength and power, if he goes to a system like Matt Patricia, I know Chris Robbins was talking about that earlier today. If he goes to somebody like that, I think he's going to get tamed by that pro stop system. It could end up being successful. But if he doesn't learn to be a little bit more polished, he's just going to get reckless, and he's not going to read and react, which I saw a big part was not reading and reacting. Excuse me. And he's just going to go off. He's going to get reckless. He's going to get shut down really easily.
I agree.
He's a boomer bust, in my opinion.
I don't think he's a boom or bust guy. I think he has a great frame, and I think he has a great base athleticism. He's not really fast. He doesn't have a lot of lateral quickness. He's not very polished. True, but when you look at and this kind of gonna be strange for a lot of y'all to hear me say this, but when y'all look at Bradley Chubb, right? When y'all look at what he does off the snap as far as hands inside, that initial shock. We see a lot of those same things from Marcus Davenport. He's looking like a pretty strong dude. The difference is Marcus Davenport is he does it at the University of Texas in San Antonio. So my whole thing was I would love to see what he does in the Senior Bowl before I can fully say if he's strong, if he's this, if he's that. He doesn't look. I don't know if I said this already. I'm gonna say it again anyway. It's just on my mind. He doesn't look very fast though. He doesn't look chased down fast. Like I don't see him chasing down plays or anything, but his short area burst is ridiculous. He's got some from where I'm at to where the quarterback at. If I got a lane to get to him, that burst is ridiculous. And he can bend, but he bends out of reaction, not really bend from knowing how to bend. Like very I said, raw. He's very raw. He's gonna need some coaching, a damn good D-line coach, Ryan Marinelli possibly. But I like the kid though. I like the kid. Let me ask y'all this though.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
One thing I was wrestling over last night after I finished my evaluation on Marcus Davenport is he and Bradley Chubb. I mean, he's a good pass rusher, but I'm not sold on him completely, and I'm sure you'll talk about Bradley Chubb, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But I was debating, is Marcus Davenport edge rusher 1?
As far as pass rushing, just pass rushing?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Well,
it's
a little bit of all of it, I guess.
It's too soon, but I do think he gives you an incredible value as a pass rusher as he is right now, opposed to an overall prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, go ahead.
I just can't see a world in which you put an ass whoop guy in, not know nothing, but basically like, some random conference versus like an Arden Key, who, yeah, he's raw, but he's also putting ass whoop on SEC tackles versus, whatever the hell conference Davenport's in.
And that's why Arden Key has the advantage, and that's also why the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Game is so important. We get to see Marcus against those guys. But hey, if Marcus goes out and he whoops those people, that's why Aaron Donald made his money, man. Going out whooping up on those guys. So we'll cross that road when we get there. I got a better idea of how I feel about Minkah Fitzpatrick. A lot of people feel like I'm hating on Minkah Fitzpatrick. I ain't hating on Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's just that people get so caught up in draft narratives sometimes that it's the only reason. How can I word this? It's easy to get hyped behind Minkah Fitzpatrick because he can play all the safeties. He can play this. He can play that. He can play that. If Minkah Fitzpatrick goes top 10, he's playing corner and nothing else. When I present the question to people. Is he a better free safety than Malik Hooker? Is he a better strong safety than Jamal Adams? Is he a better cornerback than Marshawn Lattimore? They say no to all three of those things, but what they like is that that he's a combination package of all three. Reality check: when you get to the National Football League, you're probably gonna play one position, and you can maybe flex in different places in different packages.
And that's my big. Go ahead.
And that's not even a big knock. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at like Buda Baker, he played all the safeties and he played a little bit of corner, but ultimately Buda Baker was the walk down strong safety. Same with Jamal Adams. You know what I mean? Honey Badger plays one position, even though they moved him a little bit. Now Minka has range, but he doesn't have elite top 10 free safety range. And I don't even think he's a great strong safety, but he's a great tackler. He's a pretty good open field tackler. That don't make him a great strong safety though. I think ultimately he's gonna be a corner that tackles well. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's a big, athletic, pretty good size, long-armed corner that can tackle well. He's either going to be I think he'll be an outside corner. I think he's better covering from the slot, from the nickel. I think that's where he fully excels because he's quick enough to get outside and inside. Plus, he's big enough to where if formation prohibits, he'll just line up on a tight end and just cover him out of the nickel. But I think these teams are looking at him and evaluating him as an outside cornerback that can tackle. Thoughts?
Yeah, I
agree
see
with
that.
statement.
An interesting comparison that I sort of have for him is a James Bradbury, in that he's going to be solid in coverage and he's a really good tackler, but can he be that big time playmaker for you? And I don't know if you want to pick someone who, I have questions if he can be that playmaker for you in the top 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Malik Hooker, we know he would make plays, and even though he wasn't selected in the top 10, he was still worthy of a top 10 pick. Minka, like you said, Dan, I don't know if he's worth a top 10 pick because he doesn't make plays like that.
You know, he is 100% a jack of all trades type of guy, but you don't get drafted being able to play everything. You get drafted at doing one thing really, 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 really well. So
yeah, and this is sort of the whole Tavon Austin gadget player thing that me and some Panthers fans were talking about today. Is that people like these versatile players, but the thing is that you don't get anywhere in the NFL unless you're elite at something, and that's what makes McCaffrey special, is that he is elite at certain things. Whereas if you're Tavon Austin, where he can do things, but he's not great at anything except for being fast.
For example, right? Take a guy like I'm just looking on my board right here trying to find somebody. Take Rashaan Evans, the linebacker from Alabama. He is a pretty damn good pass rusher for an inside linebacker. But at the end of the day, he's a Sam linebacker. You know what I mean? So we can't put all that into his evaluation. Yeah, he can rush. That's extra. But whether he goes in the top part of the rounds or whether he's a day 3 guy is, can he chase, can he tackle? And I think he's going to the Senior Bowl too. I think that's a big move for him, because can he play anything but Sam linebacker? Can he play Will? Can he play Mike? You know, we need to know these things. So I will, we'll see about that. But that's
I like
just
him as a Mike.
We'll see. But that's my thoughts on Minka. For some reason, people think I'm hating on Minka Fitzpatrick. I got 2, and I'm going to let y'all go. And this also goes with my comments that I hated this week. Let me ask Dan first, because I'm sure Nick got an opinion. Dan may not. Dan, what do you think about Josie Jewell?
Yeah, I haven't gotten him yet.
Okay, cool, perfect. That's still partly making my point. Nick, what do you think about Josie Jewell?
I mean, it's a weird prospect for me. I don't think he's a great linebacker, but he's definitely going to be a linebacker that gets the job done.
It's my thing. In my Saquon Barkley video, Saquon did Josie Jewell some kind of filthy in the open field.
The hurdle?
No, him covering him, Jewell covering Saquon.
And that's one thing about Josie Jewell. His speed is not great.
Whether it be Jewell covering Saquon, whether it be Saquon out of the backfield, Jewell chasing Saquon, Jewell never caught the edge on Barkley all game. right? He couldn't cover him all game. He had some tackles, but you're gonna get tackles. But it's clear when you getting picked on. Jewel was clearly getting picked on. So in passing, in my video, I was like, NFL type linebackers, boom, boom, boom. In my comment section, you won't believe the people that came to the defense of Josie Jewell. He's projected to be a first round pick. No, he's not. He's a second round guy. No, he's not. I think he could go in the third. No, he won't. Look, what Saquon did to Josie Jewell in that game, it's 32 Saquons, fam, and not on that level. Not like when Saquon gets to the league, Saquon will be cool, whatever. But every team has a running back that can beat you in coverage, if that's how you cover it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you don't have the speed, if you don't have lateral quickness, great movement, loose hips, man cover ability, zone awareness, you will get eaten up in the National Football League. If you don't have the speed to protect the edge, to get to the boundary from the field, to run sideline to sideline, you will not make it in the National Football League.
It's only so much so far that polish can take you.
Mike Singletary is a legend, but he is a legend because in that defense, he was responsible for A-gap to A-gap. Mike Singletary gets obliterated in 2018 football. Zach Miller, legend in the Miami Dolphins organization. He covers better than Mike Singletary. He wouldn't make it in 2018 football. 2018 football thrives on space and how well you move in it. Josie Jewell does not move well in it. Josie Jewell, pardon me, Nick. Josie Jewell is a dope college football player. He's a good leader. He's an edgy football player. He can make a few plays. Not gonna be able to do it in the National Football League. Tyler Matakovich, Ben Boulware, Scooby Wright.
I was just about to mention Boulware.
Scooby Wright. They all fall in that same category. They're all white. You can call me racist. Whatever. So be it. Whatever. So be it. They all lack athleticism. They all lack coverage ability. They all don't move well in space. They all all don't have what you need to thrive in 2018 football.
And that's why Scooby Wright was the 6th round pick and Ben Boulware went undrafted.
Cut.
Look, man.
Yeah, he got cut too.
Look, man.
And got cut like 3 times.
Look at it. Josie Jewell is A.J. Hawk. A.J. Hawk does nothing in 2018 football, fam.
Mm-hmm.
And that just is what it is. You gotta be different. You of course you gotta be an athlete because everybody on offense they're all athletes. What was you saying, Nick?
And there's this Indiana linebacker named T. Gray Scales. He did a much better job at managing Saquon Barkley than Jewell did, and that's why I'm going to probably move T. Gray Scales up past Josie Jewell, because Jewell, in my senior linebacker rankings, because I'm doing seniors first and then underclassmen once the entire list comes out, Josie Jewell is the second to last rated linebacker, and T. Gray Scales is the last. Based on what you said about Saquon and stuff, I think I'm probably going to move T. Gray Scales up after that, man.
Okay. Somebody in the comments say Joe Schobert with the Browns. Joe different. Joe can move. Joe can move a little bit. And this ain't got nothing to do with white linebackers. Sean Lee can move. Luke Kuechly can move. Paul Posluszny, he can move. Josie Jewell can't move, y'all. Sorry. So, first round projected mess. That's just because it's early in draft season and we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Josie Jewell ain't no first round player.
Combine's going to show us a lot about him.
He's not a day 2 player. And if I'm wrong, I'll come out and say I'm wrong. Look at Jackson Nielsen in the comment section. You're determining Jules' value on a single play. Newsflash, in case y'all didn't know, I watch a lot more film than I show y'all on the channel. The film on channel is simply people I've done videos on. Because this is what happens. Vach Lombardi gets pissed off and he goes to watch film to reaffirm reaffirm his points or whatever. So when somebody in the comments says say, no, Vach, you're wrong, Josie Jewell is a first round pick, Vach Lombardi goes to watch film on Josie Jewell. Same thing, fam. Mm-hmm. So if you're a fan of Josie Jewell, if you're an Iowa fan, this ain't just based on one play that I'm watching. This ain't just based on, what Saquon did to him. Iowa's a great defense. Josie Jewell made plenty tackles. He's an All-American. Forrest Gump was an All-American. I don't care. It's all about traits. You don't bring production to the league. You bring traits to the league. Then you restart. Everything else doesn't matter. When Josie Jewell gets to the league, he's gonna have some problems, fam. I hope he makes somebody team and plays on kickoff. You got to be athletic to play kickoff.
Yep.
PAT block or something. I don't know, but that's just me, fam. That's just me. Because I tell you what, when we watch film on Roquan Smith, Malik Jefferson, Tremaine Edmonds, Rashawn Evans, what's the first thing we gonna say? Can they run? How they move in space?
Yep.
Can they cover?
Athleticism.
What they looking like sideline to sideline? That's the first thing we're gonna talk about. So it is what it is, y'all. I ain't mad though. That's just how I feel. One last question before we move on, man. Somebody say Forrest Gump had the burners. True. I think Quentin Nelson is the best football player in this entire draft. What do y'all think?
Holy shit! All right.
This is an interesting question because it depends on what you mean by best football player.
I think Quentin Nelson's the best football player in this entire draft. Go ahead.
I think that the argument could be made for Lamar Jackson just in that he can have the impact on the game in many different ways. Like, you draft Lamar Jackson, he can change your entire offense. And not only in that he can run and get yards that way and throw and get yards that way, but just him being there opens up the field. And so, in terms of actual impact, I think the argument could be made that Lamar Jackson, and even just in that he can do so many things so well. But I definitely get what you're saying in that purely on a positional basis, how good are you at this position? Yeah, Quentin Nelson's probably the best player in the draft.
You're a fan of Lamar Jackson, so I want you to put your mind in a different place when you answer this question. How many question marks do you have on Lamar Jackson? You can be a fan of him, but you got to have legit question marks. How many question marks you got about Lamar Jackson?
My main ones are, can he get his mechanics consistent?
Can he get his mechanics when he goes to the league? Will he be accurate? Will he be able to see the throws before he makes it when he gets to the next level? We have all these legit questions about Lamar. Not to say that he can't do it, but for any quarterback in this draft, really, those are the legit questions that we have. Now, when we talk about Lamar Jackson, we don't have any question that his athleticism is gonna translate. We don't have any question that Josh Allen's arm talent is gonna translate. We know that. We know these are things that we know. I ain't got a lot of questions about Quentin Nelson. I don't.
No, I feel that.
I have none.
I feel that.
No questions about Quentin. Like, will he be able to block safeties consistently on screens is all I got. Everything else, I'm fine. I know what I'm getting with Quentin Nelson. He might be the safest pick in this draft. That's why I think he's the best player.
He's most definitely.
And I feel that my main issue was just the wording of the question, because when you say the best football player, well, is Lamar Jackson running in the open field better than Quentin Nelson blocking, or Calvin Ridley running routes? so there's certain things that you can look at being the best football player. And so when you say the best football player, there's so many things that come into my mind. If you say like,
let me ask you this.
Let me ask you
this. Who's the better football player? What's the kid's name? Okay, who's the better football player, Justin Tucker or Jameis Winston?
Justin Tucker.
That's kind of where I'm going with this, right?
Much more consistent.
That's kind of where I'm going with this.
And I feel you. And I think that, yes, at a positional evaluation, Quentin Nelson is the best player.
Nick, what you got?
You know, I don't have much on Quentin Nelson, so I'm going to stay out of this conversation for now.
You need to watch Quentin Nelson, Nick Gash. You'll be refreshed, and you'll walk away from it feeling good about offensive line. I love talking about Quentin Nelson. Every time I say Quentin Nelson, my damn teeth get whiter. It's just a good thing to talk about Quentin Nelson. We got one last call, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. We almost been streaming for 2 hours. I never do this. Dallas, what up, bro? You got 45 matter of fact, you got 50 seconds starting now. Go.
Okay, for these people that are saying that Geis is not even good as Kerryon Johnson or Bryce Love, and I love Bryce Love. He's one of the 3 quarterbacks I think had the talent to go in the first round. I just got to say that blows my mind because Geis is one of the best running backs in this draft. He's a top 15 talent. He's going to run probably around 4.4 flat speed. He's faster in pads, just like Fournette. How everyone's complaining about Fournette running a 4.51, then he had the fastest speed recorded in the NFL this year. He always falls forward. He pushes through players. He always picks up extra 5 yards. He's basically a 90% version of Zeke. He's not generational like Zeke, because Zeke is the best running back in the NFL, except maybe David Johnson, but he's like a 9% version of him. He even has the same damn jump cut. His jump cut is amazing. He's pretty good in pass pro. I was at the Citrus Bowl. He was basically LSU's offense because their quarterback can't do crap with DJ Chark down the field. So basically they just tossed the ball to him, and he got a couple of receiving touchdowns. One was very impressive. He falls forward. He's powerful. He's just as fast as Love, probably faster. He's stronger than Kerryon Johnson. I love both those guys. Both those guys should probably go in the second. He's constantly falling forward. He's always fine for extra yards. He's fast. He has good vision. He has good cutting. He has good running ability. He has the cut. He is a top 15 talent. Honestly, if I'm the Browns and I don't like getting one at 4 after I pick up my quarterback at 1, I'm trading back, probably getting another one, and then I'm getting Darius Geis because maybe he's not quite as generational as Saquon Barkley, but guess what? He is at least probably 95% as good as Saquon Barkley, and he's not scared to run through tackles like Saquon Barkley is. That's all I got to say.
Good call, Dallas. Right. Even though I gave you an additional 50 seconds. Good call, fam. Good call.
Yeah, I love me some Darius Geis.
I told my man to be quick. Dallas sounded like a damn disclaimer in a damn medicine commercial. Oh man, okay, cool. Darius Geis, I like Darius Geis. He runs like a maniac. I like his speed. I like his power. I like his vision. I like how he sees things in front of him. Saquon special, fam, and that's gonna have to be a conversation that we're gonna have. But just to say that Darius ain't special, that's not to say that he's, man. Look, bro, like example. He'll probably go like late first, maybe late first, early second, but that's not to say he won't be special. In the right situation, he's one of those situational guys. I don't think bring up any football team, but I think in a certain situation, man, Geis would be cool, man. What y'all got?
I think Geis has. I have less questions about Geis just because we've seen him in more situations, and we see him run from the I formation. We see him finish runs. And so Saquon Barkley, absolutely a better athlete and has, basically limitless ceiling. But I have fewer questions about Geis as a runner.
Okay. And Nick Gashler, your last point before we wrap the show up?
Because I'm a Stanford fan, I'm always rating Bryce Love ahead of him until Bryce Love probably stays. But I'm a huge fan of Darius Geis, man. He just runs, like you said, like a maniac. He doesn't let anybody take him down, man. Saquon Barkley's obviously the generational talent in this draft, but Darius Geis is right up there with all of them.
All right, Nick, plug your stuff, man.
First off, we got a YouTube channel. Actually, before that, I got a question for Vosh and Dan.
What's up?
what senior prospect should I do a film session on next? I got Baker Mayfield gone. Who do you think I should do next?
Who's a senior? Josh Allen. Do Josh Allen or Marcus Davenport.
Marcus Davenport it is. I'd be more than happy to do that.
I think we need to raise awareness on him. I think everybody needs to be watching the upcoming process and being aware of his moves coming up.
All right. Here's my stuff real quick, and then I'll get up on out of here. Website, GDofficial.com. I post my mock drafts, my positional rankings, my prospect rankings. I'll be doing scouting reports real soon. I got a Baker scouting report written all up and ready to release. But also my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe to it, Nick Gashler. I'm getting a good amount of views on that Baker film session, so make sure to take a look. If you watch all 31 minutes, you are an OG.
And Daniel, what you got?
Sports Fan Entertainment on YouTube. We got mock drafts weekly from MJ. SportsFanEntertainment.com. I put up a great article on Lamar Jackson and why I think he's quarterback one. Go ahead and read it and roast me on it if you want. There's a thread for it in the Facebook group. So Sports Fan Entertainment on YouTube, SportsFanEntertainment.com.
Bunk Bed Bandit. Salute, bro. And I'm Voch Lombardi, man. VOCHLOMBARDI. I hope y'all was dropping likes all up and through this thing, man. But if not, that's cool. Just give it one now. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. You may be new to my channel. And, you just want to know how things are done here. We watch film. We watch film and we evaluate. I don't do it like I'm a teacher or some professor or anything like that. I'm not, I'm more of a coach. I'm more of a friend. Watching film with y'all. All right, we have fun around here. So it's VOCHLOMBARDI on Twitter, and join the Facebook group Lombardi's Draft Talk if you haven't already. The Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Go drop $1 in that. $1. Uno dinero dollars, whatever. You wouldn't even know that dollar's missing. If somebody just if you gave somebody $1 every month, less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you wouldn't even know it's gone. But if I can get 5,000 of y'all to just give me $1, man, the frequency of uploads, we'll have JT Barrett film session, the quality of the channel, more live streams, all that type of stuff comes with Patreon. And to be fair, I said all this stuff, I said Patreon, at some point we're going to get some all 22 film on Pro Prospects. We got that, the uploads, the frequency of uploads increase, all that type of stuff, man. It's the channel is getting better. My intros, outros, things like that, man. OBS is all getting better. So at some point, I'm gonna have some cameras. We're gonna get projectors. We're gonna do different type of stuff with films. There are gonna be some live film sessions to where I'm gonna go travel with people to watch film live, man. All that type of stuff comes with the Patreon exploding. So just $1, you wouldn't even know what's missing, but it means the world to me. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm Voch Lombardi. Y'all hold it down for the Doski, Woski, and the Peasky Whiskey, man. Until next time, salute y'all.